Trump is actually mimicking authoritarian dictators in his response to COVID-19. Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Dave in Federal Way, Washington. Hey, Dave. Thanks for listening to SiriusXM. What's on your mind today?
Hey, not too much, Tom. Hey, I just wanted to say, as far as knowing about this virus and, where it was coming from and Donald Trump, I want to humbly say, because I just was reading newspapers like everybody else. I commented to a Trump. We have a guard where I work that's a big-time Trumper. Me and him are always just kind of, going back and forth. I commented on it before Christmas because here's what caught my eye. Civets. It was reported that a disease in Asia, China specifically, originated from, like you've said many times, a warm air meat market from civets and possibly crates. Well, at the time, I was like, what's a crate?
It was civets with SARS.
And a civet is a cat, all right? And that caught my attention because it looks like a raccoon. I mean, most Americans probably wouldn't even recognize it as a feline. But a civet and a crate is a snake. And that just caught my attention because of feline immunodeficiency virus, which it was also mistakenly compared to simian immunodeficiency, HIV. Right. I mean, they're from a different viral family. But anyways, that's not. I mean, I didn't want to. My only point was this was around Christmas, and I specifically remember because the Trump supporting guard said, "Wow, that's a really upbeat Christmas message." I was like, "Well, you might just want to pay attention." Now, the reason why I say that is because if I knew it in December, Trump, intelligence officials knew about it long before. I mean, this is standard board affair. I mean, I used to do a portion of what they call the black book or the executive summary. I did my portion, which eventually makes it to the president in theory. It goes to the Secretary of Defense. And this is boring. It's arduous. It's a dangerous world that we all share. Okay. So I'm not criticizing Trump. I don't want to sound overly critical of Trump. We've had other situations where things that were known were ignored. One was the Rwandan genocide. That was known way before we ever did anything. The other was the Cuban Missile Crisis, as you know. I mean, these guys are busy.
And then look at, bin Laden determined to strike in the United States. That was ignored for the first 11 months or the first 9 months of the Bush administration.
Yeah, but what's so dangerous about this is just the gross and wanton, actually, and flagrant disregard by this administration on it's anti everything. I mean, except for what serves the king, Donald Trump. And this is what worries me because, Trump, the pattern he has shown, it was reported that he would walk around the White House testing people with that Billy Bush quote. He would say, that's not my voice. And then he would test people to see how they responded. There were people actually running away.
Say what? Wait a minute. I don't know what you're talking about here, Dave. Billy Bush quote? What?
Yeah, remember when Trump said, I grab him by women? He's talking about women.
Oh, yeah, the clip from, okay, yeah. So he would say, that's not my voice?
Yes, and he would test people with that. Now, that also is kind of a common idiosyncrasy of these executives, right? Now, the problem with it is the pattern I see are Trump's people that hear these little quibs. They're quite smart, and they're quite ingenious. I mean, that's just the pattern. But their goal is just to retain power. And what worries me about all of this is, let no disaster go unused, right? No good disaster. I mean, I already see
which is a Rahm Emanuel quote, by the way.
Yeah. Well, and I'm starting to see kind of a politicization and also a criminalization of the victims. Now, rather than rant, look it up under Title 10. And also, Title 10 gives the military authority. Now, who's in charge of the military is the commander-in-chief. Now, it gives them broad, sweeping authority in an event of a national emergency. Now, look, I don't only come with problems, I come with solutions, all right? We experienced the same thing in the American Revolution. Remember, the British wanted to quarter soldiers in America, the colonies, the colonist homes. Now, this was
the
how
Third
they fought
Amendment.
back against.
But Dave, are you familiar with Milligan ex parte in 1866?
No, I heard yes, and then you did a brilliant little spiel on it last week, I heard. But go ahead.
Yeah, you need to look it up.
Relevant. Yeah, it's very relevant to what I'm saying. And you can, if you believe that it is a turnkey tyranny situation, as I do, the one thing you can do is, if you think an action is tyrannical or not constitutional, don't do it. That's what the colonists did. They said, look, we ain't putting no soldiers in our homes. That's turnkey tyranny. You're not the father of us. You're a king from abroad, And this is what this is what we got to think about, because it could possibly get ugly. The Chinese government's already saying that this virus originated in America, that it was sent over by during the military World Olympics, where the U.S. military and a bunch of military.
They've started saying that through their social media proxies over the last 5 or 6 days, I believe. That it was actually an American military attack on China.
Right, and they're taking advantage,
which is a bad sign.
Well, yeah, and they're just taking advantage of like a lot of right wingers have platforms, social media platforms in China. They've been complaining because they peddle conspiracies, and the Chinese government shuts them down. Well, now that those same conspiracies they're hearing from our executive branch. They're hearing that same language, so they're reacting. They're escalating force, in the form of propaganda.
Dave, a quick question for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're going to hit a break shortly. Are you saying that Donald Trump was walking up to people in the White House and saying, in that clip from that bus with Billy Bush, where it sounded like I said I could grab women, that was not my voice. You know that, right? And if they say, yes, sir, that was not your voice, then he knows that they're a loyal sycophant and they'll do whatever he wants. And if they say, no, it sounded like you, he gets rid of them. Is that what you're saying? And can you give me a source for that?
Yeah, the source was, I think it was the author of, the guy that did the book, Wolf is his last name. I heard an interview where he was talking about that.
Michael Wolff.
Yeah, and the thing is his sycophants, as you call them, they show a pattern of being quite intelligent, Tom. I'm telling you, they're quite.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. The people who surrounded Hitler were no idiots. They were just willing to do whatever it took to keep power. Same with Mussolini. Same with Franco. Pick your dictator, right?